Good morning, my darlings. It is Thursday, July the 24th, 2025, and I thought today we'd talk about Day of the Mad Dogs by David Ann. Originally published in 1977 on January the 1st as Rabid by W.H. Allen. The copy I have is been renamed Day of the Mad Dogs, and it is being published by Corgi, and this came out in 1978 on January the 1st. It has 19 chapters, 249 pages, and one epilogue. David, over the years, only ever produced 3 books. The one you see before you, Day of the Mad Dogs, also known as Rabid, and The Folly, and also The Knight's Cross. I have yet to find a copy of Knight's Cross. It is his third and last book. David was born in 1930 in London. He was educated at Ampleforth College in York, served in the RAF, went to live in Hampshire, and ran a pine furniture company. And if he was still alive, bearing in mind he was born in 1930, that would make him 95 years old. I can't find out any more information about him. And if anybody else knows anything about David Ann, please put down in the comments below this video what you know about him. Thank you very much, because I am very interested. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the name rabies or rabid. It comes from the Latin word meaning madness, rage and fury. Your symptoms, I wrote them down. Fever, extreme aversion to water, confusion, excessive saliva secretion, hallucinations, disrupted sleep, paralysis, coma, hyperactivity, headache, nausea, vomiting, and anxiety. Causes: rabies virus caused by the Australian bat Lycia virus. Prevention: rabies vaccine, animal control, and rabies immunoglobulin. Dogs themselves will most often get rabies through saliva coming from another affected dog or animal in a bite. Ooh. Does that not just set you up for the actual horror that this book contains? Oh my goodness me. Oh, dogs themselves will most often get rabies just by getting bitten. Think Cujo, that St. Bernard dog. Another popular book written by another gentleman called Stephen King, of which one day we may actually cover that. We may cover that book indeed. I love Cujo. But I love this book, Day of the Mad Dogs, because it's quintessentially British. Yes. I'll start by giving you a premise of the story. John and Paula Denning are on an ill-fated trip to France after their beloved pet dog George dies. Yeah. Both 36 years old, married for 10 years and childless. John is infertile and Paula is desperate for a child, and she saw their pet dog George as her surrogate child. It was a terrible accident, George's death. The phone rang. Paula's friend was having an emergency. Poor George, it was such a hot day. and he had no water in his bowl. So he went off in search of a drink and happened upon a cool bucket of paraquat. He drank the lot. Paula had been gardening and unfortunately left it unattended while on the telephone. George, poor George, was subsequently euthanized that same evening. The poor animal would have suffered a terrible, horrific death had he not been put down. So it was a kindness in a way. Desperate to rekindle their marriage, they decide to take the ill-fated trip to France. While in France, they happen upon a stray girl dog who was very malnourished and in need of a home. They take the little girlie in and name her Asp. All spare parts, you wish it had been. Never mind. Asp, as we all know, is what killed off Queenie Bob's Cleopatra. Yes, Cleopatra coming at you with an asper. Asp. Oh, the snake. Very appropriate name, don't you think? Well, Paula convinces John, hapless, dumb John, who is walked all over by Paula. Ugh, Paula, she is something else. My goodness me, that lady, I did not like her character. She's a middle class, middle England, has no children, doesn't have to work, and she's a bored housewife, desperate for a child that John can never, ever give her. Yeah, she's just a nasty piece of work who thinks she's above everything, including her husband. Well, Paula convinces John to ignore customs and excise and border control and contact his best friend Peter Halliwell and organise a collection of booze, which they bought more than what they are allowed. Back in the day, back in the 70s, you had duty free and you were allowed X number of bottles of booze before and you had to declare if you had any more and then pay import duties for however much you brought in. Well, John and Peter hatch a plan to bring back more than what they are allowed to bring on Peter's yacht, the Teal, and so they stack it to the rafters with the booze, and John and Paula convince Peter to let Paula travel back with him on the yacht, along with their dog, Asp. Yes, rather than take the dog through customs and excise and put her into quarantine with border control, they believe they are above the law and organise to bring the dog illegally into the United Kingdom. Oh dear. Well, they managed to get and do the dastardly deed and sneak Asp into the UK. They did. They jump into Peter's scimitar because Peter is the bon vivant playboy. Oh my goodness me, every girl wants to be had by him and every boy wants to be like him. And Paula has got her claws into him. Oh, probably her teeth as well. That's the kind of girl our Paula is. Oh dear. Well, they sneak back into the country. They sneak back to Abbotsfield in Hampshire and all the way back to Gun House, where Paula and John Dennings live. And the dastardly deed is done. Oh my goodness me. Now Paula, oh Paula, we find out that she is not the loving and faithful and dutiful wife. Shock, horror. Couldn't see that one coming, could you? Yes, she's not faithful to darling John. Dim-witted, middle England, middle management, middle of the road John. John does anything and everything to make Paula happy. And you know something? He's wasting his time because, quite frankly, it's never ever going to be good enough for Paula. The problem with Paula is nothing's good enough. And she bores and tires so easily. Oh, to be middle class, middle England, and so bloody boring. Well, that's what John is to Paula. Oh, we find out that she was sleeping with Peter when poor Georgie Bobs died. Yes, she was upstairs in bed with Peter. Yes, having a good old time in the sack. Poor George, that's how he died. No water in his bowl. Drank the paraquat. As we know, he got put down. When John finds out about that, John gets a backbone. Oh, briefly, just so briefly, he gets a backbone and smacks Paula straight in the chops. Bish bash bosh, his wedding ring cuts her cheek. Pivotal to the point of the story. Oh, yes, it is. Yes. Paula tells John she's pregnant and it's Peter's child, but they will raise the child as their own. Ooh. John, this is the point, John, where you're supposed to turn around and tell Paula the bitch that she actually is. But no. Middle man, middle road, middle everything, has no soul. Poor John says, okay, Paula, whatever you want, Paula. I'd have shot her. I would. Anyway, they decide to keep and raise the child as their own. Meanwhile, back in Doggyland, Asp is starting to show very, very marked behavioural problems. Oh dear, yes, she's not quite frothing at the mouth just yet, but she is having a few behavioural problems. Ted, the local tramp, and owner of 2 Jack Russells, Chip and Chop, well, poor old Chop gets bitten by Asp, and Ted, lad, I do believe that your Asp is sickening for something. And then she munches on Chop's behind. Ted wanders off with Chip and Chop. Poor Ted. Later, Ted is found dead. Dead as a doornail. Poor Ted. He didn't deserve that. Ted has not only been found dead, he's also been found well and truly munched. And lots of dead rats are all to be found all around. And this is the start of the most hellscape that Abbotsfield is about to become. Murder, mayhem, rabies. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. It's a thoroughly beautiful and haunting look at the United Kingdom and the horror of rabies and the unintended consequences of two thoughtless people who thought they were above the law. The disaster that unfolds for the United Kingdom is stunningly breathtaking. It is absolutely devastating. Chip and Chop are infected. They go, shall I say, on a rampage through the village of Abbotsfield, attacking children in a playground and other dog owners alike. And the devastation from this one act from Paula and John Dennings is so reprehensibly criminal. This should really go down for manslaughter of the United Kingdom. John's ending and Paula's ending, I will not spoil it for you because I want you to read this book, my darlings. I do. It's an absolute classic. It's proper 1970s animal horror. It is essentially Jaws, but in dog form. You don't know where the attacks are going to come from. You just know that it's going to happen. And the suffering of both animal and human beings alike within this novel is breathtaking. It's just devastating what happens to the United Kingdom. The world will be glad that we are an island and that this can't leave where we are, or can it? What happens if it no longer is transmitted by a bite? What happens if it goes airborne? What then? And this is the question that's asked so eloquently in this book. Absolutely 10 out of 10. I absolutely adored this novel. It was brutal. It's cruel. It's evil. Insidious and sneaky. And it just goes to show how the other half look at the United Kingdom and its residents and believe, because they have privilege, that they are above the law. And it's thanks to the thoughtlessness of these two individual people, 3 if you count Peter. It's thanks to their inconsideration that not only have they destroyed the United Kingdom, they may destroy planet Earth. You need to read this book. It is absolutely brilliant. It's almost 50 years old. I haven't found another book that is quite like Day of the Mad Dogs. It's just amazing. It's absolutely brutal. I've just got Day of the Mad Kitty that's just jumped up behind me. Yes, he is sat behind me. Let's hope he doesn't bite me. Hey, I fed you this morning. What's wrong with you? He's trying to push me out of my seat. So yeah, 1977. Absolute animal classic. Utterly terrifying. Absolute page turner. Could not put this book down. Read it while I was by the pool in Sorrento. I had it done in a week. It was phenomenal. It was just brilliant, scary. And you know why it's so scary? It's because it's one of those horrors that could actually happen. Rabies is the deadliest nerve agent killer out there, right? Once this gets into your nervous system, you've no chance. You have absolutely no chance because it can lay undetected. We had a case in point this year. There was a lady who'd been on holiday. I believe she'd went out to Morocco earlier this year in February, and recently she died, and she came from Yorkshire. I know. Absolutely terrifying. So it's still a killer. It's a killer disease. So told you the dog's name was Asp, a snake. The snake got into the United Kingdom, and the snake destroyed the United Kingdom. Yeah. It's a killer. It's a plausible horror. Rabies. Ooh, not for the faint-hearted. Definitely give this book a read. David Ann. It's such a shame. It really, truly is that he didn't write more. But what he did do was leave us with this, his legacy. Give it a go. You will not be disappointed. Happy readings, darlings, and enjoy. Now, if you like what I've done, you can always give me a thumbs up. If you really like what I've done, you can always give me a follow and see what I come back with next. Bye-bye, my darlings.